Current Tasmanian champion David Nichols. David, without question, I know you'll represent Tasmania proudly this weekend to the Australian title. How do you see your chances?
I think we've got a pretty good hope, especially on our home track. We're going to give it the best shot we can give it.
David, the big stars from the mainland are all here, but it doesn't seem to upset you at all?
No, I've raced against them 3 times now, and they're hard charges. If you just make the racing clean, it'll be good.
The other thing is you're backed up by a good Tasmania contingent.
That's right. I reckon we've got one of the best groups of cars in Australia, so I think we'll give them a real good run for their money.
Okay, well, there's not much more we can say. What about the fiasco in Hobart last week? Was you pleased about that?
No, it was a bit rude what was going on, but I think a few people probably learn out of what happened down there.
Okay, thank you. That's the Tasmanian champion.
A great race here for third. Couldn't pick it.
Brad Scott from South Australia. Congratulations, Brad, on the achievements. Australia won, Victoria won and South Australia won. A wonderful effort. But how do you see your chances tonight?
Well, there's a lot of competition here, Peter. There's a lot of mainland cars fast. I haven't seen the Tasmania drivers go yet, not because we've been worrying about our own car, but I think the competition is going to be very tough. There's not the cars here as there is in the mainland titles, but the guys that have come over have come to win, so basically you've probably got the same competition level anyway.
Did you watch Grenville Anderson go at all?
Yeah, we had one run with him. I didn't get to see him run, but he actually lined up, so we quickly dived in behind him to go out with him. And yeah, he was fast. He set fastest lap time yesterday, but admittedly he had the best track to do it. Then when the track started to rut up, it sort of brought a few people back a few pegs. But yeah, I think Grenville's going to run pretty good. He's got a lot of people putting pressure on him to win and so on, but I guess he'll take this distance every normal race.
Well, Brad, you're the Australian reigning champion tonight. You've got everything before you, and I only hope that you can do it again.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Neville, the Australian Super Sedan for 1992-93. How do you see your chances?
Well, I guess we've got to be quietly confident, Peter, given that we've raced on this same track for 25 years. We would dearly love to have a good result in front of our home crowd. I guess that's everybody's dream.
Neville, I think I'm right in saying this. The cars that have come across, we haven't overpowered with them, about 23 or 24, but by gee, any of them could win it.
Yeah, well, this has probably been the most wide-open title that I've been to, and I've been to quite a few, but all the ones that have come over are obviously here with the idea of winning, and they've definitely got a chance.
The younger brigade with Tasmania's producing started to come through the ranks too.
Yes, well, as both you and I predicted, Peter, some of these younger drivers here are really going to hit the straps before long, and this may be the time that we'll see it. We've got Stephen Triffett, Darren Kane, Jared, not just a name but a few, and I think they can match it with anyone in the country.
Okay, on behalf of all Tasmanians, Neville, good luck.
Thank you very much, Peter.
Jared Harper. Jared, it's no good of saying thanks for coming to Latrobe because you're part of the furniture here, but all the best for this weekend at the title. How do you see your chances?
Well, we'll try and qualify first, I think, Peter. That's going to be the biggest thing, and once we get there, we'll just have to try and do what we can when it all happens. Dodge all the carnage, I think, will be the biggest job.
Tell me, is it a problem having a famous father like Neville? Have you got to upgrade expectations to upkeep?
Yeah, well, it doesn't worry me. I think it worries everyone else more than anything. I just ignore the fact. He reminds me, he just digs me every time he beats me. That sort of gets to you a bit. Oh, there'll be a time.
There will be a time. It's coming in the near future, I can assure you. Who do you see as your chances?
To win the title tonight? Oh, it's a bit hard to say. I don't really know that many of the mainland cars because I've never ever raced in a mainland competition before. But I'd have to say Neville would be a big, strong chance on his home track. But no, I think there's going to be surprise amongst them. You know, there's the younger drivers got to be strong.
Go on.
Yeah, I just say the younger drivers are getting stronger and they're getting quicker, and every time the old fellas play a trick on them, you're getting that much smarter, I always say.
Okay, thank you. That's Jared Harper, a rising star of Tasmania. Bob Mclaughlin, one of the older type brigade that's been competing on Tasmania tracks now for quite some years. Bob, thanks for coming to Latrobe and particularly representing Tasmania.
It's a pleasure, Peter.
How do you see your chances going in the title?
Winning.
Okay, who's the hardest to beat?
Neville Harper.
Who else?
Peter Arlett.
Who else?
There's 2 or 3 young fellows that might get up and come into the fore.
Bob, how many years you've now been peddling these cars?
Super Sedans, 2 seasons. Sprint cars for 20 years.
You're not even overawed by the occasion, are you?
No. Enjoying every minute of it.
That's right. Anyway, thanks very much for coming down and may you have a good luck.
Thanks, Peter.
Tell you it's John Rodder, because Peter Reeves unfortunately broke a couple of bones in his hand competing at Warrnambool in Victoria a couple of weeks ago, and John's slotted into the seat for him and done a very good job so far in practice and the first night's racing last night. And I can tell you, he made the comment last night that Latrobe is the fastest track that he has seen anywhere in Australia, and to get sort of a comment like that from a man of that experience, that speaks volumes for this circuit, and I think you're going to see some pretty quick times tonight. Roof number 27 just going past the tower here. In the Tennant taxi truck entry there, that's the reigning Northern Territory champion, Terry Rickstein. This fella is absolutely deadly serious about coming down here for the Australian title. He's been to 5 of them before, but he had to drive 41 hours from Tennant Creek to Melbourne just to put the car on the boat. And he's deadly serious. He was pretty good last night, picked up a few placings as well, and he's got to be a big show. As I said, he wouldn't come all that way just for the scenery. Heading down the back straight in roof number 48, Trevor Robertson from Hobart in Tasmania. Trevor campaigned an RX-7 with mixed success here for the last couple of years, but now he's upgraded to the red Ford EA Falcon with a number 55 on the door that you see heading down towards the pit gates there now. And Trevor Robertson also doing a great job and getting in amongst them. Have I missed anyone, Ron?
They're out there, mate.
Roof number 44, I haven't picked him up yet. That's Will Turvey, sorry, heading past the joinery product sign out of turn 2 into the back straight. Will Turvey from Hobart, another surprise packet. Talk about these Hobart guys being a surprise packet this weekend. He was the 10th fastest in qualifying on Thursday night with a quick lap of 16.11, and he's definitely a bit of a surprise packet. Was in amongst the placings last night and doing a good job. Now have a look at the man they've got to beat. This is him coming up towards the tower now, roof number 41. 3 times Australian champion and 2 times New South Wales champion, Grenville Anderson. This man was sold for $800 in the Calcutta on Wednesday night. The next nearest bid was $300, so there's obviously a bit of smart money on him. He set the fastest time at practice on Thursday night and then came out here last night and absolutely blitzed them. He won 3 out of 3. One of those was from the rear of the grid, and in doing so, he also went within 1/10 of the lap record here at the Peter Jackson International Raceway. A great effort, and he's the man they've got to beat tonight. He's well on his way to pole position if he can maintain that sort of pace, and probably well on his way to an unprecedented 4th Australian Championship. Heading up into turn 1 there, roof number 22. The old man of Tasmanian Speedway, and I know he won't get upset about that because we've made it in the nicest possible way. That's Neville Harper, roof number 22 from Hellyer Beach in Tasmania. Neville's been around for many, many years. He's won 5 Tasmanian championships. He won an Australian championship in Open Sedans in 1988. Very impressive last night. He won a heat and picked up a couple of placings as well. And he's got to be one of the big possibilities for here from Tasmania on his home track. He's been racing here at Latrobe for something like 25 years, and if that isn't experience, I don't know what is. Roof number 10, coming towards the tower now here. Anthony Manion from Beaconsfield in Tasmania. Anthony Manion, one of the more successful drivers here in the state this year, has picked up 2 feature wins. He was also in the top 10 in practice on Thursday night, and I think he picked up a win last night and also 1 or 2 placings. Roof number 38, right behind him, Craig Vosbergen. That's the car that we said had to be virtually rebuilt after he destroyed the engine last night after pulling off one of the most sensational outside passing moves seen here at Latrobe for many a year. Just going past the tower now, here in roof number 24, John Spitter Medcraft from Launceston in Tasmania. That is one of the quickest 6-cylinder cars that you will see anywhere in the country. John's picked up 2 feature wins here in Tasmania this year, and as the name on the bonnet says, he spits it every now and again, but I tell you what, if these mainlanders upset him, they'll be sorry they did, because once he gets going, there's no stopping him, and we wish him all the best tonight. Back behind him in roof number 46, Bob Mclaughlin from Launceston in Tasmania, one of the veterans of Tasmanian Speedway. He's been around for many, many years. I think his age is actually a couple of numbers in front of his roof number. Thanks, Bob. And of course, he's a former sprint car driver, changed to super sedans last year, and he's got a reputation as a hard charger, and believe you me, if it gets tough, Bob can mix it up with the best of them. Coming past the tower here now in roof number 42, Robbie Foggo from Launceston, Tasmania. He's another one that's been a bit of a surprise packet. He was up there amongst them last night. I don't think he won a heat. He might have got a 2nd and a 3rd, but again, that car is only powered by a 6-cylinder Chrysler engine of all things, and that's a real credit for Robbie to be up here amongst the best in the country and really mixing it up with them. Roof number 45 going towards the pit turn there now is Tony Grinstead from Victoria, former 2 times Australian champion. 4 times Victorian champion. Tony was also involved in the same major bingle that took out David Triffitt's car last night. They had to do fairly extensive repairs to the front of the car. He's out here and you wouldn't even know it to look at it that it was in a major bingle last night. But being a former 2 times Australian champion, he's been there, he knows what it's all about, and he's definitely got to be a big threat.